Anurag, just kind of explain exactly what this is, because right now, if you have an iPhone and you want to buy an app, you have to go through Apple's App Store. What they're announcing today is effectively a second app store that would then be controlled by whatever individual company is actually running it, right?
Yeah, I mean, also, if you, like, for example, if you have a Spotify username, you can log into Spotify, through the app. But if you want to go through the App Store, then you have to pay. When you pay for it, then Apple gets a cut of it. I mean, it is, one way of, the government, the European government, to protect or to basically say to Apple that you're not going to take that fee and, you can go bypass and go outside. Frankly speaking, in our view, this kind of is something one would have expected. We think more regulations like this is going to come for Apple. The ecosystem is very powerful and very strong, and we are not surprised about this.
Yeah, Apple has faced a lot of questions, hard questions over its App Store and whether it's running roughshod over other companies, particularly its customers. Romain had mentioned that this is because of EU regulations, EU requirements. Do you anticipate seeing this in the U.S. and Asia?
I mean, even in the U.S., we have not seen, for example, even a GDPR-like regulations right now. So, maybe down the road someday it will happen, but we don't see that near term of a risk. But having said, when we look at the data that's on the terminal, you look at consensus expectations for app stores. For Apple, it's about 6% of their total revenue. And if you just take Europe, that's about 25% of total revenue. So, all in all, it's about a 2-3% risk to revenue. But that's, today, if they change how they price things, if they change how they charge people, it's not financially material, frankly.
It's not financially material, but I thought this was kind of a big component of that push into services, Anurag, with regards to the App Store and just kind of the idea of being a gatekeeper, of course, who collects that toll every time something goes through it.
But it could come in other ways. It could come in-app purchases. It could come in payments. It could come in advertising. There are different ways to charge a customer. It doesn't have to be exactly what you do directly revenue generated from the App Store.
Is there anything Apple can do about this, or does it just have to comply with these new requirements? Can it push back in any way?
I think it will comply the way whatever the regulation is. I don't think you can get out of it. But one of the things I've always said to people is, I'll give you two choices. Pay $10 with one click of a button, or pay $8 going through a website, signing up, etc. I mean, think of this generation who pays an absolutely crazy amount of money for DoorDash and other convenience. Do you think they're going to go outside to save $1 or $1.50 to get out of the ecosystem, find an alternative store to save $1 to $2? I don't think so. But once again, the regulators want it, they will satisfy it.